try to stop me now.
Hello and welcome back to the Team Turner YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be working on something a little bit different. This thing is it's very special to me. It's something that I've had for several years. Not too many people know about it, but it is time to put a little maintenance into this. What it is, my zero-turn mower. So yeah, what this is, a Toro, I don't know what it is, a zero-turn mower. It's been great to me, never given me any problems. I do the oil changes once a year. It's a fantastic machine, really is. It'll pop wheelies, do all kind of cool stuff. But as you can see, these tires are smoked, absolutely smoked. I tried to do the yard for the first time this year and almost got stuck several times. So I'm going to be changing these tires out. I do not have a tire machine here at the house. But this really isn't all that hard, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I know they can be intimidating because you need to have special equipment for a car tire. A mower, on the other hand, really not that big a deal. I bought the tires at Walmart. I delivered them to my house, and I'll show you how to do this. First things first, you're going to take your new tires, throw them out in the sun. Let them sit there a while, flip them over every now and then. It may not seem like an important step, but if it's the warmer they are, the easier they flex. So you're going to have a lot easier time putting them on the wheels. Next step is going to be loosening the lug nut bolts. Any basic 4-way should work. Just figure out which one fits on there. Like that one right there. 13/16 for this one. I'm just going to break them loose. Just like a car, crack them loose before you jack it up. That way the wheels don't spin when they're off the ground. Next, you're going to jack it up. Find a spot that's on the frame that is not going to crush anything important. I choose right here underneath the tow hitch area on the back of the frame. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, just a little bit off the ground. Then go ahead and finish taking the wheels off. Okay, for the sake of not having to move around a bunch and get a bunch of tools and go to the shop, I'm just going to do this with the wheel kind of mounted onto the mower, just to show you. First thing you're going to do, buy one of these tire tools. They're a couple bucks max at the auto parts store, or pretty much anywhere. Ace, I think hardware store has them. And you're going to unscrew the valve core. That is going to let all the air out of the tires. Now the next thing you need to do, and this can be a little sketchy, is you need to unseat the bead. The bead is the edge of that tire that fits down into the lip of the wheel. Some of them will just simply come right off. Some of them you can hammer on. These I have found are a pain, but they will come eventually. There. Okay. So as you can see, let's pull this a little closer. As you can see, the bead is off the wheel. That's good. And you need to make sure it's off the back too, which you may have to pull the wheel off and do. Just depends on how stuck it is. There. Usually once you get a little bit of it loose, the rest of it will pop off. So the tire is completely loose on the wheel now. Now, I like to mix up. I know it's labeled wrong, but this is just 50-50. It's actually not even 50-50. It's Dawn dish soap and water. Pretty thick on the Dawn dish soap because you need it to be extra slimy. And you're just going to soak everything that has to slide over something else with this soap. And then here's the deal. The wheel, as you can kind of see on the outside shape, it kind of tapers down as you get towards the middle of the wheel. And you'll need to feel around and make sure that that tire can kind of squeeze narrower and slide up into the middle of the wheel, which is not going to be as thick. So once you do that, you should be able to, I usually have a small army of screwdrivers and pry bars. And just kind of start going at it. It's sketchy, be careful not to pop yourself in the chin, I've done that. But eventually you will get this tire to where it's going to pop off. You can see it slowly working it around. And the more you go, the easier it's going to get. Once you get it about halfway over the lip, it should just kind of pop the rest of the way off. Okay. There. Now the outside lip of the tire is off the wheel. You just have the inside to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and do what I did before. Spray everything down really good with this dish soap. Even can even kind of get inside of there. Anything slippery or anything that the tire has to slip over, the more dish soap you can get on it, the easier it's going to be. Now we're moving the whole mower. Okay, so you should be able to, like I said, make sure that the lip of that wheel or the lip of the tire is down inside of the deep part of the wheel. It's going to give you extra clearance. Should be able to just pull the tire over enough to be able to get a pry bar in between. Just going to wedge that in there. You know, you're going to probably put a couple scratches on your wheel, but this is a lawnmower, it's not a show car. And you're just going to slowly work it down. I'm using a lug nut stud right now, one of the ones with the lug nut on it so it doesn't strip. And just kind of pry this thing down off of there. Boom. There you go. Tire's off. Now I'm going to go the extra mile here. I'm going to pull this wheel off, take it in the house, wash it off, get it all nice and clean. And I'll show you how I put the tire back on. Now, just for reference, what I was saying, you know, your edge of your tire, your bead, sits here and here, there and there on the wheel. Once you pop the beads loose, they can squeeze in, and you want them to fall down into this on the opposite side. So if you're prying over here on this part of the wheel, you want that tire to be sucked down into this gap, and it's going to shift that bead enough that you can pull it over the edge of the wheel. You can watch other videos of tires on actual machines being done. Car tires are a lot harder than this, but little mower tires, they're not too bad. So I'm going to clean this up and get back to you. The next thing I'm going to do, this is a preventative thing, so I'm going to take this old valve stem out. Now I just cut the thing off, it's just rubber, nothing special. Cut the inside rubber off of it. The outside just pulls right out, okay? So we're going to get rid of that. It's not really that hard to do. Now I've got my new valve stem. I'm going to go ahead and pull the cap off of it. Some people pull the valve core out. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to worry about it. Just snug it down. I shouldn't need to pull it out. And then I'm going to take my Dawn and just spritz that a little bit. Stick it up through the hole. Now your tire tool, this multi-tool used for tires, it's great. Use that end of it and it'll screw onto the valve stem. And you just take it and pull it, wiggle it in a circle, boom. Valve stem is installed in your wheel. It's ready to go. Okay, we're back. Here is my new tire. So what I'm going to do, same as kind of before, I'm going to go ahead and spray this down right on the bead. Get it real nice and wet with the soapy water. Stuff will wash off eventually. Doesn't matter if it's messy. And I'm also going to go ahead and spray this lip of this wheel down just to help everything slide. Now, the back bead will probably won't take much. It'll probably just pop right on. Take this little pry bar here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the back bead is on. Now we got to do the front. Soap it up real good. And this one usually is a pain in the butt, but it will go. You may just face plant into the side of the mower once or twice. One on this side. I'm just going to have to work them around, and it's tedious and a little difficult. But trust me, it will eventually go. You'll get your rhythm. There, you can see the tire suck down into that lower part of the wheel. At that point, you can stop and breathe a little. Pull that pry bar, and then I just gently work that bead of the tire over the lip of the wheel. Careful to make sure you're not going to tear it, as it is just rubber. There you go. Sometimes a third pry bar is all you need. Again, it can stretch a bit. Make sure you don't tear it. It's going to go. There we are. Tire is now on the wheel, but we have another problem. See how much gap there is there. If I start putting air into the valve stem to seat the bead on the wheel, it's never going to go. It's never going to have enough pressure to put the tire on. Now some people, they do magic tricks and set fire to stuff. I've seen it done, it works. I'm not going to recommend that. I'm going to show you a different way. It works good on these small tires. I'm going to take this back over to the bench. All right. Here's what I do. So I'm going to take a ratchet strap. As soon as I get it untangled. And I am going to wrap it around the wheel. Now I have found where the hooks are on the ratchet strap, here and here, I like to cook them together. I like to do that in the same area that the valve stem is. I don't know why, but it seems like it holds the tire better, like down in a certain spot, and doesn't let that valve stem get in the way of the bead getting over the lip of the wheel. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on here, make sure it's right in the middle of the tread, because we're trying to squeeze the tire around the perimeter. Doing that will push the beads out towards the edge. Look at how loose this wheel is now. There's no way that we're gonna be able to seat that. But if we ratchet strap this down, and it usually needs to be quite a bit. Okay, right now, there's still a tiny gap, but it's not near as much. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Okay, I don't see any actual air gaps. I'm sure there probably are some. Air in here. Ta-da! All right. After that, final step, simply put the wheel with the new tire back on. Let the hand start all the lug nuts, that way you don't strip them. And then tighten them down. As with any vehicle, put the thing on the ground. Makes it a lot easier to tighten down. I don't know what the torque spec is. It's a freaking lawnmower. Tight. Get them tight. Not too tight. Tight enough. TE. Or German spec. Guten tight. Doesn't matter. You don't want them to fall off. That's really all that matters. Ta-da! The end. You're done. You've now changed tires on your mower and saved yourself probably not enough money to make it worth it, but ta-da, now I gotta mow. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good Sunday afternoon.